since it's the last time the three of us will meet. I called my best friend, Emily, over to my house. Me, my husband, Ethan, and my so-called best friend, Emily. Well, it's true that the two of them were having an affair, but after more than 20 years of friendship, I figured we could at least have one last drink together as friends. Not that I actually believed that. I filed the divorce papers today.
Anna, thank you.
Beside our last conversation as a married couple, I could hear Emily's voice in the background, going on about, "So you finally broke up? And being single after 40? That's just sad."
So, Anna, when are you moving out?
I'll be gone by tomorrow. Most of my stuff is already shipped. Ethan and Emily exchanged glances, smirking. I wonder if their love is real.
Hey, once we get remarried, let's have another drink together. Just like this. After all, we're friends, right?
I stared at Ethan, wide-eyed. Sorry, but you're the only one who still thinks we're friends. And that new partner of yours, it's not gonna work out. Because you don't even know who's really sitting next to you. You guys won't be getting remarried. I wonder what'll happen when I say my next words. Oh well, I don't care anymore. Because Emily is actually your. Cheers.
Happy birthday, Ethan. 47, right?
Yeah, thanks.
I'm Anna. Today is my husband Ethan's birthday. Back in the day, we used to celebrate properly, going out to restaurants or theme parks. But we're too old for that now. These days, it's become a tradition to just have a casual drink at home. And every year, my best friend, Emily, joins us. Well, I guess now she's Ethan's best friend too.
So, how many years have you two been married now?
Well, about 20 years, I think.
Wow, that long. That means it's been 20 years since I met Ethan too.
You two first met at our wedding, so yeah, that's right.
Wow, time really flies.
Back in college, Emily had never met Ethan, but I used to talk to her about him all the time, so she probably knew more about him than anyone else. Likewise, I talked to Ethan a lot about Emily, so the moment they met, they hit it off right away. And there was one more thing.
I was so shocked when I first heard. I never expected someone as kind as you to have grown up in the same kind of foster home as me.
I was surprised too. That loneliness of not having parents. I guess it never fully goes away. But having someone who understands that really helped me a lot.
But you had foster parents, right?
Yeah, I did. And I'm really grateful to them. But still, they're not my biological parents.
Well, I stayed in the system until high school, then started working and living alone. No foster parents for me. But now I have a boyfriend, so I'm not lonely.
You two have been together for a long time now. Have you thought about moving in together or getting married?
I want to, but he's always so busy.
Ethan and Emily had something in common. Both of them lost their parents in accidents when they were young and grew up in foster care. After we got married, Ethan struggled with the fact that he had no blood relatives, especially after seeing me with my family. During that time, Emily, who had been through the same thing, supported him. And now, he seems fine. I can only be grateful to her for that.
But hey, today's a celebration. None of that sad stuff. Cheers.
I got some really nice snacks for tonight.
Yeah, I want to eat this one.
Hey, Emily, the birthday boy gets to pick first.
Oh, it's fine. I'll take this one.
Ethan, you spoil Emily too much. Well, if you're okay with it.
All right, then I'll have this one. Time to eat and drink.
And just like that, we wrapped up Ethan's birthday celebration. Well, at some point, both Emily and I ended up falling asleep, so Ethan took care of most of the cleanup. That kindness of his is one of the things I love about him. But fun times like these never seem to last. That thought crossed my mind as I stared at the earring in my hand, as if it were someone else's problem. The day after the party, Ethan had already tidied up the living room, so I was cleaning the other rooms. While dusting the bedroom, I spotted something glimmering under the bed. I'd lost a necklace recently, so I figured that must be it and reached underneath. The moment my fingers touched it, a sharp sting shot through my hand. Wait, this is... When I opened my hand, I found an earring. It was beautifully designed, with a diamond set in it, sparkling under the room's light. It looked like something pretty valuable. But that wasn't the issue. The issue was, it wasn't mine. Yet it looked oddly familiar. Wait, I've seen it on social media before. That's when the worst possible thought flashed through my mind. No way. Ethan's my best friend since high school. There's no chance. A chill ran down my spine, making my head feel dizzy. I hurriedly pulled out my phone and started searching for a particular post. It didn't take long to find a picture of the exact same earring, captioned, "Got these from my boyfriend for our anniversary." It is exactly the same as the one I'm holding now. It was Emily's. Emily's earring had somehow ended up under our bed. Sure, we're close, but I've never let her into our bedroom. At least, not from my end. But what about Ethan? What if Ethan invited Emily into this room? What if he let her sleep in this bed? I wanted to believe in Ethan. I wanted to believe in Emily, but as I stared at the earring in my hand, I couldn't say a single word. I just stood there, frozen. After that, I couldn't focus on anything. Before I knew it, night had fallen, and I hadn't even started making dinner. That's when Ethan walked in.
I'm home. Wait, Anna. What's wrong? You feeling okay?
He looked worried as he saw me sitting in the dark on a chair in the living room. It must be a misunderstanding, right? Clinging to that one fragile hope, I silently placed the earring on the table. I found it under our bed. It's Emily's, isn't it? Ethan froze, not saying a word. Say something. Did something happen with Emily yesterday?
Anna, you're overthinking this. I didn't do anything.
Really? Ethan chuckled like it was nothing and sat down across from me.
She wasn't feeling well while she was out one day. And since we live close, she came here to rest. She looked pale, so I let her lie down in the bedroom. She probably forgot it here back then.
When was this?
Well, sometime last summer. So, 3 months ago? I forgot to tell you. Sorry for making you worry.
Ethan apologized, looking genuinely remorseful. But that only confirmed to me that he was lying. I felt my vision blur, but I held back the tears. This earring, Emily was in the bedroom yesterday, wasn't she?
I told you it was months ago.
But this earring is spotless. There's not a speck of dust on it. If it had been under the bed for months, wouldn't it be covered in dust by now? Well, not to mention, she posted a selfie on social media about a week ago, and she was clearly wearing these. And she was wearing them yesterday too. I wanted Ethan to just say he carried Emily to the bedroom after she fell asleep last night. If he had said that, I might have been able to believe him. But Ethan lied. He hid what happened last night. There was a reason he had to hide it. And there's only one possible reason. Also, I was actually awake last night, and I heard some weird noises. That was a bluff. I hadn't woken up at all last night. I'd slept soundly. Right now, I was the one lying to Ethan. Ethan, tell me the truth. Ethan's always been weak against this kind of tone and situation. Well, if he were truly a kind person, he wouldn't be cheating in the first place.
Oh well, guess I've been caught. But honestly, whatever. Emily's been telling me to break up with you for a while now. It was bound to happen sooner or later.
So, it's true?
Yeah, I'm divorcing you and marrying Emily. Last night, after you went to bed. Well, you get the idea.
You're the worst.
You can think whatever you want. But someone like you, who grew up surrounded by love, could never feel the loneliness inside me.
I see. So, divorce it is.
Yeah. Pack your stuff and leave as soon as you can.
I will. Goodbye. I walked out of the living room. That was just like Ethan. He wasn't the kind of person who could completely cut someone off. A little weak-willed, easily swayed by someone as pushy as Emily. Maybe Ethan still loves me. No, I need to stop that kind of wishful thinking. I have no intention of forgiving him. I let out a deep sigh, went back to my room, and called Emily.
Hello, Anna. What's up?
I found your earring under my bed.
Oh, really? Oops, my bad. I'll come pick it up later.
That's not the point. I already heard everything from Ethan. So, Ethan is the boyfriend you've been talking about.
Oh, so you found out. Yeah, it's been, 5 years? Maybe even longer if you count the time we had feelings for each other.
I was shocked at how long it had been. All this time, they had been playing me for a fool. The love Ethan had given me was a lie. I felt so empty, so disappointed, that I couldn't even find the words to respond. Hey, Emily, knowing how calculated you are, I have to ask, did you leave it there on purpose?
Who knows? But I was getting tired of waiting for you two to break up, so this is a relief. Anyway, I gotta go. Got a date now.
Emily gave me that cryptic response and then hung up a date right now. What a nerve. For 5 years, my husband and my best friend had been betraying me. How did I not notice? Frustration, anger, and sadness swirled inside me. I didn't even want to think anymore. I skipped dinner and just went straight to sleep. The divorce went through surprisingly smoothly. I found a new place, and all that was left was packing and moving out. Even after deciding on the divorce, we still had to live under the same roof for a while. That's the worst part about being married. We didn't fight, but there were no smiles, no unnecessary conversations. It felt like talking to a robot that only communicated business matters. Actually, a robot would be better. At least they're loyal to their owner. This photo. As I was sorting through my things, I found a picture. It was a family photo, a friendly-looking couple smiling, holding a little boy and a baby. I recognized it instantly. Emily had shown me this picture years ago, saying it was her family. So why was it in Ethan's room? Did Emily give it to him? But would she really hand over such an important family photo, even to her boyfriend? Could it be the couple in this picture? No way, it couldn't be. I swallowed the words that had risen to my throat and placed the photo on the desk. But I couldn't shake off the possibility that had flashed through my mind for a moment. I should check. I picked up my phone and called Ethan's adoptive mother, whom I had been planning to visit soon. A few days later, when I arrived at my in-laws' house, the first thing she did was apologize.
I'm so sorry for what Ethan did. I want you to know I'm on your side, Anna. If you ever need anything, just say the word.
No, you don't have to apologize. Ethan is the one at fault. Even though she wasn't related to Ethan by blood, technically just a stranger, she apologized as if it were her own mistake. That's how much she had raised Ethan, as if he were truly her son. If I ever became a mother, I would want to be like her. Actually, I came today to let you know that the divorce has been finalized, and there's something I wanted to ask you.
Of course, ask me anything.
Hearing her response, I carefully took the photo out of my bag. I'm sorry if this upsets you, but I found this while sorting through my things. This photo, do you recognize it? She slowly took the photo and narrowed her eyes.
Oh my, this brings back memories. Ethan carried this photo with him all the time at the orphanage. It was the only family picture he had left.
So, these two in the photo, they're Ethan's real parents, right?
Yes, that's right. But why do you ask?
No reason. Even as I said that, I felt chills run down my spine at the possibility that had briefly crossed my mind. But to be certain, there was still one more thing I needed to confirm. Does Ethan have a younger sister?
Yes, she was at the same orphanage, but she was still a baby back then. We felt terrible separating them, but we could only adopt Ethan.
I had never heard that before. Ethan had a younger sister. Does she have a copy of this photo?
Of course, the orphanage staff made sure she got one so that when they grew up, they could recognize each other.
I see. The people in this picture were Ethan's real family. And Emily had shown me this same photo before, saying it was her family. If Ethan's sister also had a copy, then it was highly likely that Emily's photo was the same one. Then that means... Actually, this isn't the first time I've seen this picture. Ethan's affair partner. Emily showed me this exact same photo, saying it was her family.
What? Then, those two are.
They might be siblings.
What? If that's true, then everything changes.
Yes, but I don't have solid proof yet. That's why. Would you come with me to confirm it?
Of course, if I go, the orphanage staff will be more open about sharing information. Let's go.
After that, we visited the orphanage where Ethan had grown up, as well as some local government offices. And the results were clear. They were siblings. And they had no idea. I couldn't tell if this was a cruel twist of fate or just plain tragic. Even Ethan's adoptive mother gave a strained smile. Well, their relationship wasn't my concern. Right there at the government office, I submitted the final divorce papers. How would they react when they found out the truth? That night, I invited Emily over, saying it would be the last time the three of us met. Sure, she had been cheating, but after more than 20 years of friendship, I figured we could at least have one last drink as friends. Of course, that was just an excuse. I submitted the divorce papers today.
Thanks.
Wow, you finally broke up. Took you long enough. I'm getting old waiting here. Oh, but now you're single, Anna. Maybe that's even worse.
Emily.
What, Ethan? You're on my side, remember? Don't act like the victim.
But
Ethan, who do you love?
you, Emily.
I love you too.
What am I even witnessing? Emily was all over Ethan like she had been waiting for this moment, while Ethan looked hesitant. Honestly, I had no feelings for Ethan anymore, so I didn't care. But hearing their sickly sweet voices in front of me was just unsettling. If they were trying to pity me, they could stop right now. Oh, and here, I'm giving this back to you, Emily.
Oh, my earring. Thanks. This is a really expensive one.
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw the transaction on the bank statement.
Right? Ethan bought it for me for our 5-year anniversary. We even went on a trip then. You knew that, right?
Oh yeah, he told me he was on a business trip for a week around that time.
Yep, that's the one. Ethan was too passionate, you know?
I really wish she'd stop with these disgusting stories. Who in their right mind would want to hear about their ex-husband and ex-best friend's cheating memories? Ethan, as usual, stayed silent, but he held Emily's hand like it was the most precious thing in the world. A poor soul who had completely misunderstood the nature of love.
By the way, when are you moving out, Anna?
I'll be gone tomorrow. Almost all my stuff is already shipped out.
Oh, where to? Somewhere nearby.
I'm not telling you. Why do you want to know?
Oh, just curious. I want to flaunt my relationship with Ethan, of course. Oh, but don't get me wrong. I do want to stay friends. We're besties, right?
That's even more reason not to tell her. I had no intention of ever dealing with them again. Honestly, Emily had become a completely different person in just this past month. When did you get so nasty, Emily?
Wow, rude. That really hurts, Anna. Ethan, comfort me.
There. You're a good girl. I love how you get all clingy.
Anna was never the type to be affectionate, huh?
Sorry for not being cute enough for you. I'm stepping out for a bit. I couldn't take the atmosphere anymore and headed to the bathroom. The cool air in the hallway helped clear my head a little. I stayed there for a while, trying to calm myself down, and just as I was about to return to the living room, Emily walked out. It wasn't like I was scared of her. We had known each other for years. But my body tensed slightly. She no longer had that pure, bright smile. Instead, it was a smirk filled with malice.
Oh, Anna. You were gone so long. I thought you were crying in the bathroom, so I came to check.
Well, thanks for your concern.
Of course, it's no fun if you're not around to watch, you know? Now hurry up and get back in there.
Why, Ethan?
What?
You've always been popular, Emily. You didn't need to steal Ethan. Why him, and why now? That question had been nagging at me. Sure, Ethan was kind, handsome, had a good education, and a stable income. But my friends used to say he seemed a bit unreliable. He was never particularly popular, and he'd only had 2 or 3 girlfriends before me. Emily, on the other hand, had always been adored for her charm. She was cute, friendly with everyone, and even the girls never resented her. She had always had great relationships with people. Back in high school, she even dated the most popular senior. So why, of all people, did Emily choose Ethan?
Oh, that's what pisses me off about you the most. You want to know why I went after your husband? It's because I wanted to wipe that peaceful look off your face.
A peaceful look.
You had a loving family, got into the college you wanted, landed a great job. Why is it that only you get to have everything go your way? It's not fair.
Not fair? I'm sorry about your family, but everything else, I worked hard for that.
I worked hard too, but nothing ever went right for me.
That's not true. You had way more friends than I ever did. Everyone adored you. What more did you want?
That was all just fake politeness. Do you know how many people actually wanted to spend time with me? None. Not a single person ever invited me out on weekends. I was always alone.
Alone, Emily? That couldn't be true. She was always surrounded by people in class, and even after we started working, she would excitedly talk about her coworkers.
The only guys who came after me were the worst kinds. And at work, they called me a flirt like it was my fault, as if I was the one chasing after them.
I had never heard any of this before. Emily always spoke about her life like she was happy. All this time, everything I believed about our friendship had been a lie. That realization hurt more than anything. More than the cheating, more than losing my husband. We hadn't been real friends for a long time.
And you got into the college you wanted, met Ethan, had the perfect wedding, and even after 10 years, you never once complained about your life.
Her face twisted in frustration as she spat out those words. Her eyes were filled with something I had never seen before: bitterness, sadness, and deep resentment.
So I decided to ruin it. There was no way I was gonna let you be the only happy one. Ethan is a great guy, and I'll marry him and be happy. You can go live your life alone.
With that, she stormed back into the living room. She was probably clinging to Ethan by now. Hearing all of that from Emily, I couldn't help but feel a little awkward. I let out a sigh and pushed open the heavy door.
Anna, you okay? Is your stomach hurting?
Seriously, is that something you say to your ex-wife?
Sorry.
Oh, Ethan, don't make me jealous.
Don't worry, Emily. I won't leave your side.
Thanks.
Emily laughed, genuinely happy. But was their love real? Honestly, I didn't care anymore.
I can't wait for our wedding. What kind of ceremony should we have?
Whatever you want, Emily.
You're so sweet. Should we do it in Hawaii?
If that's what you want.
Knew it. You're the best.
Hey, Anna, once we're married, we should all drink together again. Just like this. We're still friends, right?
That sentence snapped me out of any lingering feelings. A wave of disgust for Ethan washed over me, wiping away the last traces of my hesitation. Oh yeah, I found something interesting while I was packing up Ethan's room. I pulled out the photo I had brought with me and placed it in front of them.
What?
My family photo. I thought I lost this.
Wait, hold on, a family photo?
Oh yeah, I never showed you, Emily. This is my real family. Not that it matters. I have no idea where my parents are, and I don't know what happened to my little sister.
Ethan shrugged as he said that. Meanwhile, Emily stood frozen beside him. Well, of course she was. She had called that exact same photo her family, after all. Well, that means you two can't get married.
What do you mean?
Because your sister is right there.
What?
Want me to spell it out? Emily is your sister.
Seriously?
Ethan shouted louder than I had ever heard before, shaking his head in disbelief. Emily started trembling, unable to process what was happening.
How can you say Emily is my sister? Do you have any proof?
I do. Emily has the exact same photo.
Emily? Is that true? Do you really have it?
With shaking hands, Emily pulled her bag closer and took out a photo. Placing the two pictures side by side, it was clear they were identical. Ethan stared at them, and his face twisted into despair.
This can't be.
I checked with the orphanage and the records at the government office. You two are really siblings. Congrats, you found your real family.
This isn't good. Not at all. This means we can't get married.
Emily, seemingly snapping out of her shock, turned her frustration toward me.
This is awful.
Calm down, Emily.
Shut up. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
I lost that photo years ago, and I never imagined you could be my sister.
I mean, I did think you had this weird big brother vibe, and we got along strangely well, and we had similar tastes. But still, this is the worst.
Emily stood up, practically hysterical, flailing wildly. Ethan tried to hold her down, looking into her eyes, but Emily kept shaking her head furiously. In her struggle, her hand accidentally hit Ethan in the head, making him groan and crouch down in pain. But Emily didn't even seem to notice, continuing to hurl her frustration at me.
Are you happy now, ruining my life? Just because yours got messed up a little, you had to drag me down too. What? Am I not allowed to be happy?
She glared at me so intensely that I instinctively took a step back. Then, a shadow gently pulled her in. It was Ethan.
Aren't you happy? I'm really glad I got to meet my sister. This is happiness.
Sure, meeting my brother is great, but this isn't what I wanted. I can't be happy like this.
Why not?
I wanted it to be that Anna was single while I was getting married, but now I can't get married.
Emily screamed, then burst into tears. So she had only ever seen me as someone to look down on. Maybe it was a good thing I finally realized that. Ethan gently wiped away Emily's tears and pressed his forehead against hers. Then, with a soft expression I had never seen before, he spoke.
Emily, do you not love me?
I love you. That's why this is so hard. I can't just move on to another guy now.
Then it's fine. I'm truly happy to have found my sister. We'll always be together.
Ethan.
The two embraced each other.
Anna, I've been thinking about this for a while. I really love Emily, and she's important to me. But I also love you. I'm sorry for everything. But can't we start over?
Ethan reached out to me. His voice was oddly smooth, his tone unusually gentle. His eyes, though, were hollow, reflecting nothing. A chill ran down my spine. This wasn't the Ethan I knew anymore. Why? You'll stay with Emily, won't you?
Emily is my sister, and you're my wife. This way, I can love you both, and you two can stay close. Isn't this a great idea? I'm sorry for making you feel lonely.
Ethan spoke dreamily, his cheeks flushed as if he had just discovered the perfect solution. He was completely insane. Sorry, but I already submitted the divorce papers. There's no going back.
What?
Oh, and one last thing, Ethan. I'll tell you something good. What you feel for Emily, it's not love.
What?
It's just family love. With that, I said goodbye to the apartment I had lived in for 20 years. After that, I filed for compensation from both of them, moved out without ever seeing them again, and completed my relocation. Since they had practically confessed to all their cheating, I ended up receiving a larger settlement than I expected. I heard they had moved in together despite Ethan's mother's opposition, but as expected, things didn't work out, and they eventually broke up. For a while, my phone wouldn't stop ringing with apologies and pleas to get back together, but eventually they gave up, and things quieted down. Well, I'm planning to get a new phone soon. If they start up again, I don't want to deal with the hassle. Meanwhile, I submitted a transfer request at work and am now enjoying my new life alone in a completely different place. That day, I lost both my husband and my best friend. But strangely enough, I feel refreshed. My decision that day wasn't wrong. From now on, I'm going to enjoy the second chapter of my life,